And we're going to talk a little bit about workplaces, but more importantly, focus on Army to workplace. I have a colonel here, a major, and a lieutenant colonel. Hello, I'm Fancy George, and welcome to Pause and Breathe Workplaces, or as I like to call it, real people, real stories, real estate. Today, I have to admit, I'm feeling a little outnumbered. I have a colonel here, a major, and a lieutenant colonel, right? And we're going to talk a little bit about workplaces, but more importantly, focus on Army to workplace. And that's a conversation today. And I'd like you to really bring out the real stories and everything that you all enjoyed in your Army days and what's going on in the workplace right now. I'm going to start with Major Sanjeev Tullicherry. He's someone I've known now for almost 5 years. And I still remember the first time I met him. He was like somebody who was extremely calm. Which year was that? Was it in the COVID year by any chance? COVID, right? Yeah. It was a COVID year. And he was such a calm person. And I remember like we met in a large group together. But he made an effort to come and talk to me one-on-one, introduce himself, have a conversation. And that really struck with me, right? And that's major for you. If you can talk a little bit about yourself, please.
No, so yeah, as you said, Sanjeev.
Yeah.
So I've had a veteran and a corporate real estate professional, been in this industry for 20 years plus. But that is very surprising because I'm generally an introvert. I generally don't mix much.
Well, you scared me.
I
was looking at him thinking, if he's got major attached to his name, I'm like, yeah.
No. Yeah. So I've been in the industry for 20 years, known you for 5 years plus.
Right.
And we've had some great conversation.
Correct. Yeah. And I'd like to come to Colonel Sivaraman. He's someone actually I've known since our Cornet days, mainly Cornet, and that is a corporate real estate network for the corporate real estate industry. And him too, for me, it was always like somebody who's just extremely calm. And I never knew he was a colonel. And I have to say that because I was corrected by this person right next to me. He came to me and he said, he didn't just come to me. I just happened to send him a letter and he was like, hey, do you know who he is? He's a colonel. So I had to get myself corrected. And then finally, such a humble person. It's not there on his LinkedIn profile. And I was like, don't blame me for this, right? I don't know. And so somebody who's again extremely humble and, says things when he has to say it. He's like spot on with everything he says, right? A little bit about yourself, Colonel Sivaraman.
Yeah, thanks, Fancy. So, like you said, we've been on the Cornet boat together, and we've had a lot of challenges, I would say, which we have worked together, and it's been a good journey. And as far as all three of us here, I am an Army veteran. I've been in the Army for 24 years before I transitioned into the corporate. And I've been with the corporate now for about 11 plus years now. Yeah. And enjoying the journey.
Fantastic. So, and of course, last but not the least, the baby in the group, because she's just joined corporate very recently, Lieutenant Colonel Cheryl. Yeah. We met each other in another group of us, which is YNET, Women in Real Estate. And somebody who you can't ignore because I still remember she's like, she just goes up to people, has a conversation, introduce herself to every one of us there, had a conversation, absolutely confident. And I was like, who is this person? He's like, Fancy, I have to speak to you. I'm like, yes, Colonel, yes, Lieutenant Colonel. So a little bit about yourself.
Thank you,
Cheryl?
Fancy. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. I was in the Army for about 14 years. And here in corporate, it's been 3 years. I was in between. I took a gap of 8 years. I did a little bit of stint in BITS Pilani. I was teaching there.
Wow, okay.
And I wanted to explore how corporate works. And I got an opportunity. I didn't let it go. And it's been 3 years. So far, so good. And extremely blessed. As you said, I approach people. I was in the Corps of Signals, so communication comes very naturally to me. Communicating, self-communicating, letting others communicate amongst others. So that's what I strongly believe, that we should be out and open and tell the world what you have to give it to the world, and what you can inculcate from others as well.
Yeah, and we really got that. I mean, we got a lesson on communication with you, I think. Right. So now, I'm going to ask each of you, all right? So again, I'm going to start with Major here. So I want to skip the formal version and go to each of you and ask you a question. I'll start with you, Major. So, one line each. Who are you when no one is reading your designation?
A husband and a father.
Nice. And you, Cheryl?
So when I'm alone, I'm a mother and a painter and artist. Everything that I want to do when I'm in my own space. So I don't want to be labeled with my name, with my rank, with whatever I am. I just like to be in my own space, do the things that gives me a lot of satisfaction, a lot of mental peace. And you can call me a chef at home. That's what I am when I'm in my own space.
And do everyone, like between the two of you, do your friends know that's what you are?
Yes.
And that's something that is...
Yeah, people who are close
or
to
do they
me
come in again like...
No, people who know me, I'm just Sanjeev.
You're just Sanjeev. Which you've been correcting me all the time. I'm just Sanjeev. Stick to the Sanjeev.
Very limited, what do you call it, area of interest, right? I mean, I'm off work, there's nothing more important.
Right?
Yeah, than a wife and a son.
Right. Coming to you, Colonel, and he's going to get the Colonel bit all the time, okay? He's going to get the Colonel bit because I missed the Colonel bit for like almost 5 years of knowing him. So I am going to compensate for it right here.
Okay, so I think
it's the easiest question for you because nobody knew the title.
So I would again say, I'm a family person who's on the lookout for new adventures. I'm game for anything. So
fantastic.
That's what I would put it.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to just like slightly change the tone of the conversation and get a little bit into the first bit, which I'm calling it the shift, because each of you came from the army into the workplace, right? And all of you have a very unique story to tell. And all of your stories are unique. And also the gap from army to workplace is different for each of you. And this particularly because, we understand that there are a lot of people transitioning from army to workplace. It'll be like nice to hear a little bit about what went on in that space with each of you. And I want to start with you, Colonel Sivaraman.
No, I think you keep it to Shiva.
Shiva, okay,
So,
all right.
In my case, I didn't plan to come out. My career was, as for me, was going good. But due to personal exigencies, I took a call to come out. And I would say it was semi-planned that I planned to come into Bangalore. I came on a compassionate posting here, and then I decided to leave from here because I thought this place is the best in the country to get an opportunity. So that's what I did. And
before you get into that story,
yeah,
when was that moment you decided you wanted to leave the army? 24 years is a long time.
Yeah.
So when did it hit you?
Okay, so when we were training, the goal of any officer getting commissioned was to command a unit.
Okay.
For infantry, it was to command their own unit where they get commissioned. For others, it was just to command a unit. I mean, that was the ultimate dream of every officer who gets commissioned. So that was my dream as well. So I think that got fulfilled. So before I came here, I got to command a unit, one of the most challenging units in Kashmir. And that was my pinnacle. I mean, as far as I was concerned, that was the pinnacle and that was the height of satisfaction. So once that was done, then I had to devote time to family. So all of us are guilty of not devoting enough time to the family. So I think when the decision moment came, I took the decision to, that I need to give time to the family. And that was my deciding factor in
Yeah.
coming
Because
out.
24 years is a long time,
Yeah.
so it must not have been easy for you.
No, it certainly is
It
not.
certainly is not easy. Yes. So coming to you, Major
Sanjeev.
Sanjeev. Coming to you, Sanjeev. When was that moment? Because for you, as for Shiva, it was I changed it already.
Yeah, thank
For
you.
Shiva, it was 24 years, and for you, 13.
Mhm.
And that's like really just 13 years. So what made you decide? What was that changing point for you?
In the army, there's something called an annual medical. So
Okay.
you got to undergo, right? And
Yeah.
You got to say you're fit enough to serve.
Right.
So when I did, so there's a challenge that came up in my hearing, right?
Yeah.
Which meant that I would never then get posted in a field area, or my combat role would have ended with that. I would have had a desk job all my life.
Understood. But you were in combat for the 13 years.
Yeah, all the time, right?
We've
So I
yet
would
to
have-
come to that, by the
Yeah,
way.
right.
Yes.
So I'm a combat soldier, infantry,
Soldier,
right?
yes.
So, which means wouldn't put an end to it. I would have had a desk job. So I asked myself, okay, a desk job outside in a civil street or corporate is a better option than doing it in the army.
Right.
One. And fortunately for me, our wife was working, right? So there's no challenge of putting bread on the table, right? I
No.
could just walk off with no job and with the guarantee that my wife would feed me, right? So I think that's others, nobody leaves at that time frame. So yeah, I think primarily when I said it was confirmed that my hearing is damaged, so I'm hard of hearing. So I first told the doctor, I really don't like to hear. I only like people to hear me.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, but you
So
got a
then-
classy way of doing that. Excuse me, what was that again?
right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the moment I
Yeah.
realized that this is an end. So I said, okay, let me go outside and try my hand. And,
Right. So of course that is a sort of a
Yeah,
point
that-
where you
yeah.
decided. What about you, Cheryl?
So I had given birth to my second child, and my daughter was just 1.5. And I'm a perfectionist to the core. So I was like, I'm not doing justice to my job. It's better that I do justice with my family. And I believed very strongly that my kids required me in their formative years. And hence I took a conscious call of leaving the army. I was doing well in the army, but then that call was for my family. And since my husband also was in the army, it was a lot of postings together, could hardly manage.
He's a lieutenant colonel too.
He's a colonel.
He's a colonel.
He's a colonel. He
Oh.
just recently retired.
There you go.
So,
The connect.
yeah, it was a conscious call, Fancy, totally,
Yeah.
to look after my kids. But I did not waste that time. I utilized that. I added value to myself by adding degrees because I love to study.
So
that's-
was it like double the effort trying to raise a family? Because like the colonel here, Shiva,
Sure.
was just mentioning that it was for family that he had to take a step back. Now here, there's two of you in the army, right?
Yes, it is. It is pretty
And
challenging.
both of you have decided to move from army into the workplace.
Yes, my
Yeah.
husband just recently retired,
Mhm.
but then while he was there, I took a conscious call because I did not have a strong support system for my kids.
Okay.
While we hear Indra Nooyi who says that you should have a support system and then
Yeah.
you really don't have to bother, I had a very strong one for about 12 and a half, 13 years, and then she had to get married. And then that support system was totally out, and then I had to.
Take a conscious
Yeah.
decision.
Just to add to what she said, in the army,
Yeah.
the family life is a challenge because you move so often. You move literally every 2 years, sometimes even before that. So a new place, a new city, a new house, new school, it doesn't happen. It's a huge, huge challenge. People don't realize how, if you move from Delhi to Bangalore, you say, oh, that's a big challenge. But when you move from cities,
Yeah.
so for example, you are in, say, northern part of the city and you get posted to the southern part of the city, to the country. So schools are different, the teachers are different, languages are different.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
so
You
it's
change.
a huge, huge challenge. And getting admission in schools is not easy. Right? You want to start, you go to a good school. Oh, you just not
No, that's why you tend to wonder, right? It's the system has to work because you're coming from the army and
Yeah, you just
your
assume
kids
that
have to be
yeah,
taken care
no,
of.
Yeah,
And
no.
in fact, that's what all of us assume, that you're taken care of. But I guess these are some of the challenges we don't even know much about. You know?
Right.
So, coming from the shift from army into the workplace, right? So that would have been like a huge challenge for all three of you. Army has a little bit of a structure to it. And I keep saying structure, and I know, and I don't know if you're going to say structure, no structure. But and the corporate workplace has some other sort of culture and structure to it, right? So I'm going to start with you, Shiva. Like, how was that? How was the transition for you? Was that something that was easy?
So before the transition, I would say you need to get a door open. Then only
Right.
the transition takes place. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you moved to the army, you're literally on the streets till the time you manage to get a foothold into a job,
Right.
and that's not easy. So
Yeah.
just to tell you, I mean, this is just off the cuff statistics. I may not be totally off the mark, but 1 out of 10 army veterans coming out managed to get a decent break.
Yeah.
Others are still struggling. Okay.
Oh.
So it's not contrary to the perception that veterans have it easy, they just walk into it, is a misconception. You have to literally be very lucky, and you have to have all your stars aligned, and you need to get a break, and once you get a toehold, then of course you have to prove yourself. So I think first is to get that break, and then the big challenge of unlearning whatever you have learned. Then only you can
What's
you
that?
need
What's that big
so
one?
you need to empty your previous
Empty
RAM to get the new data in.
Yes.
So that's
like download, then upload,
Yeah,
and
so-
download, and then upload
that-
again.
that's one
It
of the
just goes
challenge.
on.
So
Right, yeah.
but you need to learn fast.
Right.
If you need to survive, you need to learn fast. And
What helped you when you were going through this?
okay, so a lot of support structure. So I had a lot of my batchmates, and I would specifically want to call out Sanjeev and
Oh.
others who
Can you
who,
please tell me, what is it between you? Do you
So
know
we-
each other?
Yeah.
You
So we
knew
are
each other?
Batchmates in the
Oh,
army.
okay.
Yeah.
Also,
We have trained
all the
together.
postmates in the army.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we have trained
Okay.
together.
So
What do
we
you
know each
know?
other for 37 years.
Oh my God.
These are our age.
Sit down.
So that always helps.
So that support structure helps, and
Yeah.
they help you get connected. So when you go and talk to various veterans who are much experienced in the corporate before you, you listen, you learn to listen, and army teaches you adaptability. So you need to start adapting, and you need to grab whatever you get. So in terms of support structures, you have veteran hiring programs now, which are quite effective with a lot of corporates, which was not the case earlier. So I mean, those support structures are helping, but again, like I said, the statistics are not very encouraging. So you need to really be lucky, and you need to really prove yourself once you come in. And I think once you come in, you need to learn fast in terms of understanding the nuances, in terms of understanding.
How long did it take for you? So when you're saying learn fast, right? I mean, it'll be different for somebody who's been away for 23 years versus 13 years, right? So so what is that?
So
yardstick
it
for-
it again depends on the role you have landed up in. I mean, and I can talk about myself. My initial break was as a chief operating officer for a facility management company, and it was
Oh, okay.
purely into technical operations. So I had to learn my technical knowledge was rusty because I had not used it in my army days. So I had to literally brush up my knowledge and get updated and understand the dynamics, which took me about 3 months.
Right.
So before I was actually productive to the company.
Yeah, because I want to ask you this, because I want to continue this conversation right now, because it's like there's a lot of perception, let's say, in the industry that, oh, these army to workplace, it's just like an easy breezy thing. You can walk in anytime you want. And so I want to hear from you on this, because is it really that easy, or?
I mean, I would rather
You need the
request.
skills, right?
You need to check the data. I mean, again, it's a
Right.
perception. I don't think there are.
Mm.
If you look at the whole numbers, I don't think there are those many people there. And I can
Right.
tell you one thing: if they are there, they have proved themselves.
That's
why they are
right.
staying.
And over to Sanjeev to kind of continue this conversation as well. So was that something that was a little bit of
See, for me,
a
I
challenge?
had a wife who was already working in the corporate world.
I don't think anything is a challenge for you,
Does it?
right?
No, it's not that easy. It's
No, it's
fancy. So I was fortunate
Yeah.
that a wife was working,
Right.
right? So when I stepped out, so I had some inkling of what the corporate is, but only really learn only when you get in. So everything is very rosy from outside. So I was lucky to get a break early. Maybe after first two and a half months, it got me, right? And I'd also say there's a lot of common things between the corporate and the army, right?
Yeah.
Dateline, timelines, all sacrosanct, right? So that's something very common.
What do you mean?
Yeah? So you want to get
Yeah.
something done in the army, it's sacrosanct. Corporate is also sacrosanct because you have a
Is that
project
only
going
with
done.
people who are coming from the army or for
No, even in the
others
corporate.
as well?
See,
Yes.
in the corporate, if there's a project that has to be delivered by an expert, we're
Yeah.
expected to deliver, right?
Right.
That's same thing, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's something very common, dateline, timeline. And the only difference is if you're in the army and you screw up in a plan, I hope that language is parliamentary.
It's going to go deep. Yeah.
And actually, if you are in a military operation,
Yeah.
you may end up losing a life, right?
Right.
Right?
Mm.
And your family pays a part
And
of
that's a very
Right?
expensive
it. But in the corporate, if you
part
do,
of your life. Yeah.
if you lose your job,
Right.
right? So you along with the family suffer,
Correct.
right? So we're having on the light note, I think it's not easy, the transition,
Right.
because there's a mindset out there
Mm.
which says that, oh, you can only do A, B, and C work. But that's not the reality, right? So there are people doing technology work, the people in real estate. I mean, the biggest real estate developer, DLF, was built by Mr. KP Singh, who recently got a major from the army. Right?
Yeah, I just learned that. I mean, I
Yeah,
I
right.
actually had no clue it was
yeah,
from the army.
So they're there, the people in the film industry.
Mm.
There are singers in the film industry,
What do you know?
right? So I think there's
Anything you want.
And it's not everything. It's often depends on individual.
Right.
His interest. So Shiva and me know people. Now the famous Dhurandhar movie.
Yes.
Every action shot in that movie is done by a dear friend of mine.
Can I meet him?
Right? Yeah. So I'm actually, please don't, I'm in the line, I'm auditioning. So I'm going to ask him to take me in the next role, right?
Yeah.
There's another
Oh
friend
my
of
God.
ours.
I'm so glad to have met you. Sanjeev is going to be a very
Right.
famous movie star.
There is another friend of
Yeah.
ours who's a movie producer,
Okay.
right? So there are film in the music, there are film in the people in the corporate real
Right.
estate, there are people in the hotel industry, and everywhere. But having said that, that's a very small size of people
Yeah.
who've left army and gone outside and chosen a career. And in most cases, people start at the bottom and work the way up.
Okay.
There's nothing. You get nothing on a plate. You really got to
There's
slog it out.
no golden visa issued by Trump.
Yeah. Right. So true. Right. And for every person whom you may see, oh, this guy is successful. There are, as Shiva said, there are 9 others who've not made it, right, and struggle. And there are others who do X amount of years in the army and they get a small pension and they say, I'm happy with it.
Right.
And I know of a particular person, a good friend of mine, he started with doing farming, right? So
Right.
so the
It's a total
spectrum,
yeah,
there's nothing like
changeover, yeah.
only come in real estate. I mean, because we all are in real estate, we feel there are one too many of us. Even in there, there are very, very limited people, right? But yeah, the only thing I would say, the big thing that's changing, which I see in the last 7-8 years, is number of people who come out that want to be entrepreneurs, right? and so Shiva and me know of two particular friends. One is an entrepreneur in the HR world, second is in the school world. But the one who's founded a school,
Oh, nice.
right?
Yeah.
So there are in the
People who are
army
willing to take
people,
that bold step and
yeah,
be on their own.
and set up a
Yeah.
school, right?
Yeah.
And so we're there in the education world also. So bottom line, we have the ability to survive.
Correct.
Right? I think that's our strength. We'll survive wherever we go.
Nice. Very, very nicely laid out, right? Cheryl, you are kind of new in the system, whereas, I'm not going to say Colonel again, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Shiva and Sanjeev, they've been in the system now for like almost 13, 14 years
I've been
Yeah,
for
and
20
more,
years.
yeah.
and
yeah.
more, many.
Mhm.
Whereas you are new in the system, right? And it's just a little bit more. Are things easier now, or is it still something that you got to kind of push yourself to, like your transition, for instance, coming into the workplace? Was that at a very junior level? Did you have to push yourself? Tell us a little bit about that, right?
Yes, I did get in the corporate world at a junior level, but I wanted to take that leap of faith. I wanted to explore the corporate world,
Yeah.
and
Did you have other choices,
I
or you just wanted this?
She's
You
a teacher,
chose this
she's a
path?
teacher.
I was teaching. I was a
Okay.
teaching assistant with
Oh, nice,
Bitspilani
okay.
earlier.
Hmm.
And but then I wanted to explore the corporate world. I didn't want to let whatever the chance which came to me. I just wanted to take that leap of faith and explore. And I was open to dirtying my hands and trying to scale wherever I can. I just wanted to get in and understand. I'll tell you an instant. At the day I came, about the third day, my boss wrote me an email and he's like, "This is what I want." And you'll not believe, Fancy, 14 years in the army, we have written letters, we would write the draft and we would get that. And then, that's how we were in the army. We had clerks who would bring the draft to us and we just okay it, and then it would come to us and we'd sign it and give it off. And there it was, like, you have to write an email. And my hands were shivering and I'm like, I did not limit myself. I said, okay, am I doing the right thing? I approached a couple of people. Is the language okay? Just let me. I don't want to be wrong at the first instance. So I didn't shy away from going out, reaching out to people, just to understand how corporate. That was my first baby step that I took in my hands. That was my first experience, and I built from there to where I am. So I'm pretty proud of what.
So that's like a real good example of you just kind of parking the title aside and
Absolutely. You
You
need to
just
shed your skin. You need
shed
to
your
shed
skin.
your
Yeah.
skin outside.
right.
You need to leave your ranks outside, learn fast, pick up the pace,
Mm.
network, meet people.
What does
And
it
that's how you
Yeah.
gel into this system and become
Yeah.
successful, I think.
No, because I totally agree with you, because I think outside of the last 5, 6, maybe 7 years, Sanjeev, I think it was COVID that changed even how we are talking to each other.
Yeah.
We were extremely formal with each other, and we had no clue about each other's lives and families. So trying to get out of that shell, networking within us, I think we got to know a lot more about each other, right? There was always that thing about end user,
Yeah.
occupier, real estate director, architect somewhere down there, even though they're the ones like kind of drawing up the plans and putting all the whole package together. So
I
yeah.
can see an architect speaking.
Oh,
from
you can! that came out with a lot of passion
Yeah, yeah.
also. It's
I
like
can see that.
architect. Yeah, right. So no, very nicely put. But I want to just kind of come back a little bit into this space that you're in. So the camaraderie that you enjoyed in the army and the workplace now, is there a difference?
Yeah. So there certainly is.
And you gotta give me the real story here, okay? Because
Okay. So
there you kind of like, in the army, it's like brothers looking out for each other, and how is it in the
Yeah.
workplace?
So, like, we are co-mates. So, I would say that we know much more about each
Yeah.
other than any of our family members would know, because we have seen the most challenging days in terms of physical challenges, in terms of mental challenges, and that's over a sustained period of time. So we know each other's strengths, weaknesses, and that's across, that's a common trait across all course-mates. They know each other and they respect each other for whatever is their strength. So I think that is actual camaraderie what you have. Corporate, we are all good colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all I'm going to get from you, Shiva.
I would just say,
because I'll say yours, it was very different. You still came in and there was somebody you could reach to, there are friends.
Yeah.
Was that the same for you, Sanjeev?
Yeah, actually, on
You
Shiva
came in
and we
like-
can have a conversation today
Right.
and then not meet for 1 year, 2 years.
And you'll be
Start
fine.
the same conversation, start where we left.
Right. History.
I think that bond is very, very unique.
Yeah.
And the bond stays for a very long time, right? Or we get married, we have kids, but they also know that, right? There's a course-mate together, then they're okay. That's a priority
Yeah.
for these guys. Leave them alone. Like my son used to joke with me. Sometimes I say, I'm in this Islamic club called RSI in Bangalore. I'm
Yeah.
going to RSI, and my son will say, "Oh, Dad's course-mate was in town." Right? So I think our bonds are very, very, as Shiva said, it's built during a physical and mental strain, and that you've gone through certain things together, and hence you have that bond. And that bond is a lifelong bond.
Right. Yeah.
Like for example, if I want to go to Chandigarh tomorrow, I have to just put into the group and say I'm coming to Chandigarh, and all my course-mates, or the corporate world, it's a batchmate, but organize a get-together in my honor. And they say, okay, let's get together, and Sanjeev is in town, right?
Right.
And that stays.
And over to you, Cheryl, to kind of, because you are now in a very new place, right? And what is it that you are learning from this conversation, and what is it that you have already experienced coming out of the army into the work?
I think both my senior officers can vouch for it. An army officer in corporate is a different leader compared to the one who is existing and who has a tenured experience in corporate in terms of leadership. The failure in the boardroom is owned by us. Like, I own the failure. Yesterday we had a business review and there was a discussion why this particular counter in the cafe was shut. And there was an issue. I said, yes, I took the call to shut it because it was a safety thing. And my team was like, they never expected that I would take that stand for them, or what I would,
Yeah.
Because they have seen leaders before and they have seen now. We would also always vouch for their growth. We would be like, okay, in the army, when we have our Jawans, our promotions of our Jawans and all that, we would always have that system in place. But my experience here was, it was not there. But then when I am in that boots now, it's my duty to not let go and not let go my learnings from the army.
Right.
But to have that homogeneous mixture of all that leadership that we've learned there. Yeah.
You can't change the workplace, but I would say you can definitely influence your team. So that's why I told you earlier that even if I'm able to drive 10% of the camaraderie what I had earlier into my team, my aim is achieved. I think there would be a far more cohesive team, delivering whatever they are supposed to be doing. I think that would be fine. I don't say that it's not there, but there is a difference, and like I said earlier, it's primarily due to the work environment. So
I want to shift the conversation a little bit, right? It's about leadership without titles. No colonel, no major, no lieutenant colonel, right? What did the army teach you about people?
Okay, so army, it's a long haul. So army, of course, you get your ranks, but you are treated the way you are when you get newly commissioned, go into a unit. You are the fresh kid on the block. Okay, there are seasoned veterans, Jawans, and we have a junior leadership called JCOs. So they are the real veterans who carry the heavy load. They've risen from the non-officer rank, and they see you as a new kid on the block. You have to prove yourself, and that proving takes a lot of time. Okay, so you literally earn your way, earn your earn your respect in the unit before your reputation is built. Once your reputation is built, your spoken reputation carries. Okay, so everybody knows you in terms of in and out, as you know who you are, what kind of a leader you are, what are your leadership traits. You don't need to have an MBA degree. Every one of them in the unit will tell you what is your leadership trait is. Okay, so it takes a long time, and the assumption that your rank will give you respect is misplaced. You need to prove yourself, and it's a long haul before they accept you, and you start getting actual respect for your work. And in the corporate, the title, I would say, carries you halfway, because from day one you are what you are, whatever is your title. And then again, but in the corporate again, you need to prove yourself. You get into that door, but to stay in the room, you need to prove it to your team again that you are worth your salt. So, but in the corporate, I mean, this personally my opinion, in the corporate it's easier to reach that point, and when compared to the army. Army takes a lot of time for you to build a reputation.
Right. Yeah. You want to add to that, Major?
Leadership is reflected glory.
Reflected glory.
Right. So your team do well, you do well.
Right.
Right. If your team shines, you will shine.
Fantastic.
Right?
Yeah. If you can, especially because I know you, right, Sanjeev, and I know of some of the challenges that you had to face, even with this.
COVID
and this building. So is that something you can talk about? Because I know that I remember I reached out to you during that challenging time, and I was like, whoa, he's like really cool. You were just so calm. And like,
I know.
What has to be handled will be handled.
Right, but without getting into those details.
Into the details.
Just keep it out. I think what change is, it's my job to fix it.
It's your job to fix it.
Right? So, no amount of postmortem will fix what has gone wrong.
Correct.
Forward looking, find a solution. Right? And I think, and then that happened because there's an awesome team that did the job.
Yeah. Right.
I'm a classic case of reflected learning.
Reflected learning. A lesson in reflected learning. Oh, and Cheryl, you, and if you had to because from the time I've met you, for me, you've always been Lieutenant Colonel, and I almost take up my hand to salute you when I see you, because, that's been our relationship, right? So if you had to park that.
For me, it's +1. Like corporate, I've learned something is doing +1. So in army, we can never do +1 towards you.
That's a good one. +1, yeah.
So I totally agree with my seniors here, and we need to shed the old self of ours to gel in. Again, I would like to reiterate that. And leadership, I think, for army officers comes very naturally, because that's what is ingrained, that the 6 months or 1 year of training that we go through, fancy, nothing can beat that.
Right.
The training that we go through, we take punishments together, we take the awards together. So we do all, I'll give an example. I think all my seniors must have done that in the officers mess.
We laugh.
I did I did my training in Officers Training Academy. And there was a punishment hill, P hill we would call, and mornings we had to, after breakfast, we had to climb that hill because we had our lecture and demonstration LD parades there. So we would stuff our pockets. We would have pockets here, pockets, and we would have our backpacks. We would have our bottle filled with milk, all the pockets with bread and butter, nicely put, and then we would just run. And whoever would come up, the first break, everybody would share. And that's what, I don't know whether who have not done that training would be able to appreciate that. And then when we would do our 25-kilometer march, wherein we would carry a rifle and a backpack, 25 kgs of sand on the back, and walk all the way.
Right.
There would be few of us who just couldn't walk. And for me, my course mate, she picked up my rifle, and that's how I could complete my last 100, 200 meters. So I truly believe that while you are out in the battlefield, the ones who can stand by you are your mates with whom you have done that training.
Right. Yeah.
So
Mm.
nothing can beat that.
You miss
for
it?
sure. A little bit, yes. I do get overwhelmed when I cross the
Yeah.
a signals unit or something. I do
Right.
get a little overwhelmed when I see the PT parades on and all of that.
Yeah.
But then it's for that moment. But then I have definitely moved on. But then here's a part of me is there, which I will truly
This is a
miss.
bit recent for you, isn't
Not recent though, but that's how I am.
it? Right? You miss it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Emotionally, you're still connected. So you miss the
Yeah.
army days. But I think practicality dictates that you move on.
Correct,
Yeah.
right? What
Me?
about you?
No, I think the day I left, I closed the door.
That was it? No,
yeah.
no looking back.
See, looking at two parts to it,
Mhm.
right? One, looking back like as a career, no.
Mm.
Looking back to the friends I built, the relationship that endures. Right?
But you don't need the army for that.
So,
It's
for
still there.
example,
Yeah.
the regiment that I
Mm.
serve, I'm still connected.
Right.
And today morning, I would have exchanged notes with someone on WhatsApp, right?
Right.
And we meet once a year, right? That's a lifetime.
So I want to continue into, before I jump into workplaces, because I really am very curious. Some stories from your army that stands out for you, right? Meeting somebody important, being on the front lines. Can you even talk about it?
Okay, frontline, I won't
Ooh,
talk.
you
I'll
can't
about
talk
BD.
about
So
it.
I had,
Yeah.
I served all over, and I think one of my the dream post was posted in Delhi,
Ah,
right? And that involved two things. One, staying inside Red Fort. People go to Red Fort. I've stayed inside Red Fort, right?
Oh.
Right. So that's one. So a lot of people
Okay.
find, oh, stayed.
what do you mean
sec-
stayed inside? Like you
No,
were...
there's
There's an
some
army unit
accommodation.
inside.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there are army accommodation.
We don't know
Actually,
that.
12-room barrack.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So, yeah, I nearly went bankrupt buying curtains for that.
That's the one you were talking about.
Right?
Red Fort.
Right? So that's
Yeah.
one part.
Mm.
And then because that tenure, you're connected with the Rashtrapati Bhavan. You do all the
Okay.
ceremonial parades inside the
Right.
Rashtrapati Bhavan, which means you get invited by the president for tea
Oh my
on
God.
26th August.
Right.
On 26th Jan and 15th August.
Mm.
And on 26th Jan, the government of India invites the head of state of some country to visit India, right? To see
Right.
the Republic Day parade.
Yeah.
When Barack
chief
Obama
guest,
has
yes.
been there. So in my time, I got opportunity to meet a lot of people. So Nelson Mandela,
Oh my God.
right? So
What an opportunity.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So John Major used to be the UK Prime
Yes.
Minister,
Yeah.
right? Well, right? And like that, many others, just some name. And one was a lady called Begum Khalida Zia. Okay, my wife should not hear this. She was the Prime Minister of
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Yes.
And with no offense, my dear, I have never seen a more beautiful woman.
Oh, she better
I
not.
came back. So I came back. I told my wife, she's so gorgeous. My wife looked at her. And I'd just been married for a year. So,
Oh, no, that makes it worse.
right? So,
Yeah.
so I think that tenure was awesome.
Mhm.
And I've met, and because of the reception, I met a lot of people. I met Dr. Manmohan Singh. He was used to be then the Finance Minister of India, right? So I've gone into hello sir, how are you, right? So you could take the political elite of the country at that point of time. I was in Delhi from 93 to 96. I've had the opportunity to say hello to almost all of them, right? And so I think that opportunity is, I don't think I'm lucky to have got.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something.
What about you, Cheryl?
So, Fancy, I could never dream of holding a gun and shooting. One.
Did you?
And I
He's not
did-
supposed to talk about it, so I'm not going to ask him.
I did that.
You're coming back. Yeah.
So I participated in General J.J. Singh Championship Trophy for at army level.
If you can explain what that is to lay
So-
people like me.
So it's a competition held at army level.
Okay.
Entire India participates in that from different commands. So we there are two events which take place: the 10-meter air rifle and 10-meter air pistol.
Right.
Yeah. So first in the 2009, I participated in 10-meter air rifle and I won a medal there, a gold medal.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
just,
She's competing
we
against
sit up a
men.
little
Yeah.
straighter now. Yeah.
so the
You're competing against men.
Yeah.
uh,
So there's no gender there.
There's no gender there.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's no
So
gender.
we had like
Yeah.
that, and then the initial conversation, what started was I had a young son, like 2.5, 3 years old, and my
Okay.
CEO had already committed my name for this competition, and then I said, "How am I going to do it?" He said, "I will not take a no from you. You have to go for the training."
Because he knew you were good.
Yeah. No, he didn't know that
He didn't
I
know.
could
Okay.
shoot. And a 10-meter, because we don't use that gun to use the actual ammunition that we use. That's a different ammunition.
Right.
This is a competition that was happening.
Okay.
This was a different thing. And then he said, "Don't get selected. I will not take a no from you. You have to go there. Don't get selected." And these are some riders that the commanding officers do give it to you in a yeah. And then when I
Can I
went there
ask
and I
why?
just shot.
They don't
Because
want to, you are
there are
already
few
short of
officers-
officers. You don't
Short
want
of
to lose
officers, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I went there, I shot, and I think I was best amongst whatever.
And you got selected.
Yeah, I got selected, and then I had to travel all the way, about 25-30 kilometers in the morning, come back and do my routine work in the evenings.
Hmm.
So I did that. Then we got selected at that division, then command level, and then represented the command twice, one for the air rifle and one for the air pistol. So air pistol, I got a silver medal. But that was a lifetime opportunity, and I don't think that if I would have not been in the army, I wouldn't have got that. So I feel I'm blessed, that kind of opportunity.
Yeah, so I have to ask you this. Woman in an army, and how was it as a woman in the army?
You have to
right?
prove yourself
You just have to prove
twice,
yourself.
thrice,
Mm.
because you are commanding men. They'll not take you. You have to prove what you are worth. Like if
Yeah.
I'm firing, I have to be good. Otherwise,
Hmm.
there will be, they say, langar gup. That is gossip in the kitchen, in the cafe. So, like, oh, that madam she can't even shoot. What will she command us? Like,
Yeah.
So you have to be always up and about,
Up and about.
trying to prove yourself.
Hmm.
And you cannot be like, oh, come, let's go for a cup of tea. So it's like that. You need to maintain. You need to be there on time for them to come be there on time. So you
Yeah.
have to be on top of things always.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm not from a fighting arm, I'm from a support arm. But
Right.
when I was in a counterinsurgency deployment in Northeast, and, they had to, we have various competitions. So the competitions are basically organized to fine tune your skills. So we have something called a, 81-inch motor. So in all the Gulf War and all, you would have seen a tube in which they put a bomb and it, goes off. So,
Okay.
they had a competition for that.
Yeah.
And so in the army, you are forced to volunteer. So the youngest of the lot goes. So, so I was detailed for that. I said, I have never,
Okay.
you're supposed to do a training for that.
Yeah.
I have never, apart from our initial training where we have given a demonstration, I have never done a training on that
Right.
equipment. So I was told you need to go. I said, fine. So I said, I don't know. He said, don't worry. The team will teach you. So
Yeah.
I had to go on a 3-day journey, and then we went there. We went near Guwahati, and there was a firing range, and the team taught me on what to do. So we were doing, and our team it did pretty well, and they had artillery, big guns firing. So it was part of that. So the senior most person came and he saw the shooting and all. Since our team was the first, he said, "Who's the officer leading this team?" So I said, "I am leading." So he said, "Okay, fine. You take a RT shoot." Now I told him I'm again not trained to fire those guns.
Mhm.
But he said, "No, your guys will teach you. You take a shoot." And I mean, as luck would have it, I got it right. So you need to do some correction. So I got it right the third time, and they were like pretty happy. My team was very happy, and it looked like I was an expert. But it is only the stars were aligned that I was able to do it. Okay?
There's a lot of stars in
Yeah. So
in all your lives.
bottom line is, in the army you just adapt, you just
Right.
learn. You never say no
Never
because
say
you've been told you need to go, you need to do it, you need to do it. Coming back to the exposure bit, I mean, I have not been. I don't have an exposure at an international and national level. I was fortunate enough to command a unit like I told you.
Any scary moments you can run up
I'll
to?
come to that. So
Yeah.
I had a privilege to command a unit in North Kashmir.
Mhm.
There I had again a privilege to have a helipad just next to my office. So like if you're sitting here, I had a helipad there, which was the functional helipad. So all army civilian dignitaries used to land there. As part of the protocol, I was supposed to receive them. So I have had interactions with the then Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, the Home Minister. Then I was part of 2 of the elections which were conducted there, one state and one national level. So I mean, anybody and everybody used to land up there, and you had to be part of the protocol and receive them and interact with them. So they all knew you pretty much. So anything you want to get done in the state secretariat, you are the go-to man, because everybody knows that he would be the person to get it done. So that kind of an exposure was there.
So I know there are things that you can't talk about, but something on a very generic level, kind of getting into what that was like.
See, you can't compare the two.
No,
Right.
right. Yeah.
The challenges that you undergo is very unique to that organization.
Right.
Right? And the challenges from rest to life, long family separations, right, and your family learning to cope to live on their own, right? My wife had undergone surgery, so she just booked an auto, went to the hospital, got admitted, and when she got discharged, she took a taxi and came home, right? I don't know how many people in the civil street, if somebody goes to the hospital, you find the whole family landing up there in India, right?
Yeah.
Right? So you're sick. You take care of yourself, right? It's not easy. So yeah, I struggled. I wouldn't get anything, then I called up through somebody. Called up a security agency guy.
Okay.
He also rejected me. So I said, "Oh God, I thought, am I that bad?" But then I got a break.
Yeah.
And then I seized it, right? And then I've worked my way up, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a story for everyone out there. Everyone has struggled out there.
Right. I mean, that's an important
right,
point.
and
Yeah.
If you somebody like me who left 20 years back, 22 years back, struggle was even more challenging.
Yeah.
It's slightly getting better. But having said that, there are no free lunches out there.
Yeah.
There's nobody waiting to receive you. There's nobody waiting to say, "Oh, here comes a guy who served the nation. Now here's what we do for you." None exist.
Okay.
And I say this to a lot of people. Nobody cares for us. Okay, and it's stronger. Nobody cares. You got to care for yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
You may your biggest support base is ex-army guy. You may say, "Listen, you apply there, apply here, apply there. Give you some forwards, for lack of a better word, and you go and struggle. It's hard.
Yes.
It's not easy. It's hard
It's
and
hard.
tough out there.
Yeah. So it's like for any other
Any other,
as well. So it's
yeah.
not really any different that
But
you're coming from
maybe
there.
because we carry the struggle with the grace.
Yeah.
People don't realize it.
Yeah, maybe. And the calm. and that absolute calm that you come with. It's just an amazing attitude. Sanjeev, you're like a pioneer in bringing inclusive workplace environments into the corporate real estate industry in India. You're one of the first few who actually thought of it, right? You were thinking out of the box. Nobody else was doing it. I still remember, even today, I get calls saying, who else is doing it? If they're doing it, then we. But you're like lead by example, right? If you could just I mean, what made you do that? Because I think it's coming from the fact that you're bothered about the people using the place, right? It comes from that.
I would, some of the learning I think came from my previous organization, right? I think this was way back in 2008 or 9.
Yeah.
We were building an office in Manyata. And so as usual, we were ticking the box, right?
Yeah.
So the office is on the second floor, raised flooring, so they put a ramp. So I had a CEO who's a gentleman from UK. He said, can a wheelchair go up the ramp? And I said, yeah. So I said, we've got to ask somebody to a wheelchair, put somebody. He said, no, self-propelled. And he said, no. This is like, you can't. And then I thought, right? And that I think that's where so I said, he's the CEO of the company, right? Why is he thinking on this? Then I realized that people out Europe are far more ahead of us in this thing.
Yeah.
And that sort of,
in thinking.
I think that sort of, and that sort of stayed with me. First gold lead certified office again is something I have the honor of doing way back in 2009. I think it just stayed with me, and I think thinking that
because you had no example to follow, right? You had to do your own research, find the people who can, find your own consultants.
Yes,
right.
So I mean, and then I found there are people out there who
if you really look, you can find them.
You can find, and been extremely lucky to get people who give you the right advice. And I think my work literally stopped when I got a good people in, and they really ran with it. And it's proud the fact that sort of set benchmark.
Yes, with a client like you, it's half the problem solved for the designer, right? Because that's the benchmark you follow, right?
Right, and I think the best part is when you think you've done everything, you realize how little you know.
If you can, kind of come through some of those, give me some of those examples as well, because I know your facility is also beautiful. I'm yet to fully walk it, but what I saw was just quite nice, quite amazing.
So, in our case, we had the good fortune of learning from from what Sanjeev and others have done. Yeah. But again, in terms of adhering to the new National Building Code and also adding things which are good to have, those help. And what I would say is that we learned from the mistakes or the overlooking of others, and we sort of fine-tuned it. And also we made sure that we made space for all the ad hoc things which were done over a period of time. For example, we have the security command center, which was in one of our facilities, which was an afterthought. We had the transport command center, being established. So all these things which are an essential part to give a enhanced partner experience or a employee experience to the employees, we made sure that all these things are thought through, covered, well designed for people to come in. And even simple things like promoting sustainability, in terms of what is the count of fleet that you want to make it pure electric. How are you going to make sure that you have adequate charges to charge them to come in? Employees, when you are promoting adoption of electric vehicle, are you providing enough charging points for them to come in and do it? And people generally tend to look at only four-wheelers, whereas two-wheelers are more on the roads. Two-wheelers are what people use, and that is what requires the charge. Your four-wheeler typically gives you 200, which is enough for you to go back home and charge. But for a two-wheeler, it's essential for them to come in and charge. So I think small things like this, it helped in making sure that all the employee experience is taken care of. And cafeteria was another thing. Like every company has got its unique needs, in terms of how do you want to design your cafeteria. Whether you want to have a full-fledged kitchen, whether you want to have a semi-alive kitchen, what is it that, what is the seating capacity you want to have, all those things. I think once you get the pulse of the employee experience, what you want, it's a fine balance between, how much of a space you can spare for that. And so I think striking the correct balance was good. Yeah.
And we can take a little bit of, let's say, lessons about experience from Sanjeev and our treatment over lunch today.
Yeah,
Sit down, served.
3 course.
3 course, 5 course. That was pretty amazing. Cheryl, just coming to you and because now you're new in the system and you have to now go through this journey that these 2 industry stalwarts have already gone through, right? So how is that whole experience for you and what kind of innovation are you bringing into your workplaces?
Yeah, so as far as workplaces are concerned, Fancy, what I believe is of a cue that I take from you, I've learned, and from the interaction that we've had. I believe that, and what I've seen in the place that I work, is we should build up place where people can collaborate, where people can relate, and rather than quiet rooms where they cannot really do anything. So places which are live, like for example, we have plants here, we have inclusive places, we bring in nature inside, like our new facilities have got a lot of greenery around and a lot of space to collaborate, a lot of focus, huddle spaces. So these places are wherein you get your ideas out of them and you think out of the box, and you have places where people can do some recreation and come back, and that cafe experience, amazing experience. So we should go into building workplaces, is what I've learned from my seniors and from you, that we should build more of sustainable kind of place. The one that you built in Kerala, I still remember that post that you placed on the LinkedIn. Fantabulous to see. I think those places is where you actually bring out the creativity of an engineer, of a programmer, a coder, and for that matter, an analyst, anybody for that matter. So I think this is what I'm learning, trying to build in more of inclusive spaces for people to feel.
Taking a lesson from Major Sanjeev here and Colonel Shiva.
It's super important for us.
Super important. And again, it's about people first, right?
Yes.
People first environment. And it's simple, I think, if you focus on what do people need, like you just mentioned.
Customer obsession.
Look at your own employees. You'll know what to do right there, right? Beautiful. Okay, now, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For joy,
Yes.
chaos,
Yeah.
the real stuff.
Yep.
Yes,
Definitely.
This is the fun bit, okay? I don't want you to think, no overthinking, just give me the answers really quick, okay? One thing you miss about army life. You're thinking?
The routine.
The routine. Cheryl?
I miss the uniform.
Uniform.
Yes.
Okay.
I miss the relationship.
One thing you do not miss.
I miss.
Okay. The second question is one thing you do not miss. So the relationship is what you miss.
Well, what I do not miss, waking up early and going for a run every day.
How early was that?
Whatever. I wake up early but don't have to run. So.
Okay. And you?
I don't miss the postings.
The postings.
The posting.
Okay.
Transfer.
The transfers from,
Yes.
I don't miss staying away from the family.
The family. Yes, you're coming back to that. A corporate phrase that always makes you smile or question reality. Corporate phrase. So that's what you'll be going through right now.
Let's step back.
Let's
take a pause.
Oh. Actually, that's a good thing, right?
This is too tactical.
Yes, good one. Okay. If your current workplace had an army-style motto, what would it be? I'm going to start with you.
Okay. So I still continue with what was the motto for my service, that is Seva Asmakam Dharma. I strictly follow that.
Wow, can you explain a little bit about that?
Okay. So AC's motto is Seva Asmakam Dharma.
Okay.
So what it means is service is our creed. So I try and follow that.
Nice. You, sir?
Me? Go get it done.
Go get it done. That's the army motto.
No, that's something I believe in. Go just get it done. I mean,
yes.
We sometimes spend too much time thinking and worrying and
right. Park the ego, park everything, just go get it done.
Get it
yes,
done,
absolutely right.
For me, it is Naam, Namak and Nishan.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll have to explain it to me.
So Naam is
Name. Sorry.
Naam is the thing that you live for, your name, your existence, your name.
Okay.
And Namak is loyalty.
Hmm.
And Nishan is the flag that you
Okay.
carry, your
So this is an army
principles.
motto.
Yes, it is. Namak,
Beautiful.
Naam, Namak, Nishan, yes.
Okay. And before I jump into everything, I've just been staring at all your little, the little elements from the army that you're carrying. If you can just tell me what it means to you.
Okay.
So you've got one on your tie.
Yeah. So the
a
one on
pin.
my tie is this lapel pin is of Defence Services Staff College,
Okay.
Wellington. So I did a course there. I was selected for it.
Coveted.
He's modest. The very best in
Coveted.
the army get to go there.
Yes, the coveted ones.
Oh my God.
So that is
Really?
what, and this is my regimental tie.
I can
ASC.
see that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is just a indicator that I am a veteran. That's it.
Beautiful. And you have one too.
No. This is just
Just-
just the jacket to the company from where I bought it from.
I want to kind of really actually end it with that final session of joy and happiness and everything, right? And one little quick advice you want to give to anybody from the army who's looking for a place in the workplace, and basically something that helped you and that could help them as well, right? Quick one.
So I would say I would advise them to start preparing at least 2 to 3 years in advance if they have decided to come out early,
Okay.
and prepare themselves in terms of certifications, qualifications, in terms of networking, which most of them are doing now, and they are very focused on not only working in or getting those certifications in India. They are looking at Ivy League universities to get it.
Oh wow.
And I also know of a few colleagues of mine who are very clear that they want to emigrate, settle outside, become entrepreneurs outside, run their own businesses, and they have worked towards it. They've gone and done it. So I think preparation is the key. You can't just on basis of
Absolutely
whim
right.
just take a decision, come out and expect it to work.
No.
That's
Yeah.
different.
And reach out to mentors like
that's
you.
a given. That's a
right?
given. Yeah.
What about you, Sanjeev?
So what I would say is, I'm not a great example. I'm okay. I'm an okay guy out there.
He's too humble.
Right. So what I would say, anyone who is coming out, and just would add to what Shiva just said, be clear what you want. One.
Mm,
And then see what is the path to get there,
right.
which will involve studying more, right? Adding to your educational qualification and do a deep dive. So for example, if somebody was to ask me today, what do you want to do in corporate real estate? So I would say, you go and become a broker or become a private equity investor. Right? That's where the real money is, right? So yeah, so I
Two
would
words
say,
of advice.
yeah, that's what I would say.
That's what you would say. Cheryl?
So, fancy for me, the one thing that I'll tell them is that I constantly get to see now when I take interviews is you need to shed your uniform, your rank outside and prepare for the interview that you are coming for.
Mm.
And it should not be more of your army experience, though that's more valued. But when you come for an interview, you prepare for the corporate style and corporate world rather than, telling. And for a civilian taking your interview, they don't understand units, they don't understand what you have done there. So you have to come down to their terms and explain to them. So as rightly pointed out by Colonel Sivaraman, that you have to prepare well. You need to shed your skin you off the army, remove the ranks out and come here and start from the scratch. Unlearn, and move fast.
Right. And
Understood.
just to add to what said is, there is no one out there rolling a red carpet for you.
Yes.
Okay, so you got to prove yourself that you're a worthy hire.
Worthy. Mm.
Right? You only get to prove once you're hired. So what you have to prove,
Yeah.
you're worthy of a hire. And to what she said, you need to be able to explain what you do in the army
Right.
in a corporate language, and that talking to a few only in the corporate could help you do that, but that is very important. You have done some great job, but nobody understands it, as Shil rightly said. So you need to make that transition. And the last one, she so aptly said, leave your rank back in the army.
Leave your rank back in the army.
And you also need to make sure that you are taking the decision at the right time. That is very important.
Oh, yes.
You should not make the decision and try and make it work. Not everybody is cut out for a corporate life.
Right. So have that conversation and understand it's like you're cut out. I think we've come to
Before
almost...
you conclude, look, let me ask you.
Oh, no.
Okay. You got more than 3 decades experience. You worked in India, you studied abroad, you worked abroad, you designed you work with a lot of people.
35 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I don't take that number. So you work with a lot of people. You work with people who like us and people. One thing that you like, that you work with people who came with the uniform background, and one thing you don't like.
The uniform.
People like me, better.
Yeah.
What do you like working with us, and one thing that you don't like?
No, I think, for me, honestly, Sanjeev, I think that's a great question. I keep wondering, because most of my friends, and then when I really dig really deep, I find out they were an army colonel or major, lieutenant colonel. I get along with people because of that level of respect you give people. For you, you're just so respectable. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's like a coffee boy or an architect or whoever it is. You're just very respectful in the way you talk to people. And that is something I find missing sometimes in the corporate real estate world, because sometimes, as an architect, you do a lot of work and you're like constantly working hard, but you don't feel appreciated. But with you, anyone with this kind of an army background, I don't have to worry, because, just as by default, there is that respectful way you approach people, and I think that's a bigger lesson for me that I take away. Like, I learned that from you. I learned that from people like you in the army.
And
so thank you for that. Thank you for front leading. Thank you for leading from the front.
What is the area of improvement for us?
Area of improvement, huh? I don't know really, because for me it's been like, I just don't even know. Even when Cheryl came to me, I was like, I don't know what to teach her. She's like, fancy, I'm trying to network. I don't know what else you want to learn, Other than the fact that I can open up doors. The level of improvement, I think you need to talk a little bit more about yourself. Okay. I had no clue you were a colonel. I'm ending it with that, because honestly,
it won't have made a difference to the work I do.
It makes sense to me what you are, because I can see it. And the way you approach your projects, there's so much care. There's a lot of bothering. You're bothered. You want to do best, and you're not. And then you're not following behind the rest of the crowd. You've just got your own path. That's beautiful. So thank you for that. Thanks.
Fancy.
Beautiful
Thanks
conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us. Awesome conversation.
Maybe that's the real takeaway. Leadership isn't about where you've come from. It's about how you show now.